Brother Ausar here, Shanti. I'm here today with a video about a concept that I've recently just discovered, but it falls in line with a lot of things that I've been thinking about for a while as to like how can, when it comes to religious systems and beliefs, how can one say that their religious system is the end all be all? This concept I found is called Omnism or Omnism. However your tongue wants to pronounce the word, really doesn't matter to me. But the concept of Omnism, just a quick definition, is belief that no religion is the actual truth in the way, but there's truths found in each religious system. Now me, growing up, raised Southern Baptist and went to AME churches, Pentecostal churches for a while. Those, what you would call particularly or listed as denominations. Now, it's kind of, one would kind of say it's kind of counterintuitive that you can have a whole nother subculture within a religion. To me, when I hear the word denomination, I always heard the word division. Because what I found in the black churches, that our church is more holier than that church because we do things a certain way, different from them. Or just the organization and the structure of it makes them better than people that may go to an AME, Episcopal, any one of those type of churches. Okay, but to me, I don't see how that can be an agreeable concept if you are calling yourself united in the body of Christ. Then how you're saying that your denomination of your church is better than everybody else's? That's the things that I've always questioned. But that's just like any other topic that I discussed. That could be a whole other topic for another day when it comes to denominations of the churches in itself. But what I found with the whole definition of Omnism is pretty much what I've been seeking my entire life. Because I always knew about Judaism. Now I'm learning and studying and participating in Hinduism. All of these different systems, these spiritual systems, carry a lot of the same principles. If somebody like me who were been doused in Christianity majority of your life, you find yourself learning that when it comes to one of the books that I like to read is the book of Ma'at, the 42 Laws of Ma'at. It pretty much predates the 10 Commandments by millenniums, which I found very amazing. A lot of the stories that I found in the Bible are almost, a lot of them, not all, almost copy and paste almost from stories I was told in Egyptology, in other texts and scribes and scriptures that were made before the Bible even was combined and created. But with Omnism, for what I've taken it as, because I'm just now finding out about it and I'm doing more and more research on it from the days to come, and whatever I find, I would do my best to try to interpret it to my understanding back to y'all, so y'all can understand it as well. Because I always thought that we should be bound to a system. If we have the law of free will at hand, I should be able to at any point in time go study any type of belief system at any time that I choose, whether I agree with some of the things or disagree with some of the things, I should have the freedom and liberty to read and study and research and pretty much just learn. Not just saying if one wants to go learn about somebody else's culture, doesn't mean they're going to just give up everything that they learned in their life and just dive head first into theirs. It doesn't really work like that. The biggest misconception, the biggest flaw of our society is that we don't know each other, and we not really want to take the time to learn each other, because we hear side sayings of people from other cultures, other countries, or don't hang around them because they associate it like this, with things of that nature, or you don't want to be around them, and then people are going to think that you act and talk like them, as if one person of a particular race or culture is a whole monolith for everybody else, both the men, the women, and the children. Not all people who claim to be Christians or extreme Christians, like the extremist point of views of you're going to go to hell for doing this or this and that and the third, and really that's really not the case. I really found out that people are taking their extremist behaviors and thoughts and just blanketing them with Bible scriptures or whatever their spiritual system is, and using it to condemn people. And people want to call it evangelizing when it's really just antagonizing and condemning the people and making them want to turn away from any type of belief system altogether. And pretty much it counteracts what we're here trying to do, is trying to inform and educate and raise the vibration of the society. But the first thing that has to go is these trendy belief systems, and having people with tunnel vision in a one-track mind, thinking that this is the only way you can live your life. If you don't, you're going straight to hell, when you can contest the whole idea of hell altogether, learning what I've learned. But not to stray too far away from the idea of Omnism, and why I'm so happy that the universe allowed me to see that this term exists, and why a lot of people should take it into consideration rather than just immediately dismissing it because it is not associated with anything that they were raised to learn and believe. I think as far as me, I've done a great job of slowly branching off into different belief systems, learning them for what they are and how it impacts people's life on a social level, intellectual level, all those things. I think in the times to come, the more I learn and meditate and absorb it, the better it will edify my spiritual journey and my spiritual growth, because all of these different beliefs take you back to one thing, which is the true source of God. Whatever you interpret God to be. As for the scientists, God comes off to them, they interpret God as a mathematical equation. That's fine. They have the right to and free will to do that, to believe that. We all have our interpretations. Each belief system has their interpretations of God, but the biggest idea is to get back to the one true source which everything came from. But because at the end of the day, the human society, their biggest question is, how do we get here? What our purpose is, and how do we get back? When it all boils down, that's what people really want to know. But people are finding different avenues as to how to find out that answer and how to solve, if you want to call it a problem. It's not really a problem, because one thing is guaranteed in life is death. So but what's on the other side of death? You know, do you start all the way back over? Is it something else that you have to complete after this lifetime? We don't know. Well, some of us do know, but for the grand collective of society, a lot of them are fearful of that. That's why you hear live each day like it's your last, or don't put off what do you do today what you could do tomorrow, those type of things, because it's the fear of death that's in mind, and you fear it because you don't know how you even got here to begin with, other than the fact that your mom and dad made it together, and here you are. But what was beyond that? What came before humans and procreation? So that's what the human society want to know. But when it comes to beings like us, we gotta find out that plus 1,000 more things on top of that. So, like I said, once I continue to delve more into this subject, I would do my due diligence to decipher what I can and report it back to you all. Because from what I'm noticing, it's not an ideal that